This week's movies: The Notebook, Through a Lens Darkly, and Starred Up. In Starred Up, a young prisoner navigates a complicated relationship with his father, also a prisoner, as well as his therapist. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, "The usual language of realism doesn't quite apply to the director's methods, which aim for a visceral, nerve-jangling authenticity. The feeling induced in the audience is something close to panic, a perfectly appropriate response, and exactly the one that the main character can't permit himself to show."
So this is where you open up to me and build trust, is it?
Yeah.
The film turns the complicated dynamic between the young prisoner and his problematic mentor into a ferocious psychodrama that locks you in and refuses to let you go.
6, 10. Africa. Who's next?
When you look in the mirror, who do you see?
I'm a professor of photography,
I'm an artist.
also a photographer.
I'm an artist.
I'm a tap dancer.
Through a Lens Darkly is an examination of African-American photography throughout history. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, "The director tells the stories of black photographers partly as a way of looking at history from a new angle, and partly because their careers are fascinating and revealing in their own right.
I don't subscribe to victimology. I'm not a victim.
At times, the voiceover narration veers into academic abstraction or lyrical emotionalism in ways that undercut the eloquence of the images.
Do you see us now? Do I see us then?
But overall, it's a wise and passionate guide to an inexhaustibly fascinating subject. The film is always absorbing to watch, but only once it's over do you begin to grasp the extent of its ambitions and just how much it has done within a packed, compact hour and a half.
Fiúk, ebbe a füzetbe írjatok le mindent, ami történik veletek. Háború van. Mi egy család vagyunk akkor is, ha most elválunk.
In The Notebook, based on the Hungarian novel of the same name, two boys are sent to live with their grandmother after their father leaves to fight in World War II. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, "The Notebook is a skillfully made movie with sequences that may haunt you after you leave the theater. However, it lacks the power to turn its virtuosity or the emotional discipline of its remarkable young leads into a source of insight. The film is mostly faithful to the details and the mood of its source material, but is also muddled and sensationalistic and superficially shocking rather than profoundly provocative."
Anya! Anya, ne menjen el!